let the host begin the recording. Again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in the courtroom as well as those on Zoom. My name is Judge Lal, and this is going to be the Orca misdemeanor calendar that's with the State Court of Fulton County for today, November 3rd, 2023. This is going to be the 9 a.m. calendar. It's what we refer to as the Orca status calendar. These are a list of misdemeanor criminal cases in which individuals who have been charged with one or more misdemeanor offenses. Their cases have already been accused, bonds have been set, and some of the cases have or may have not been arraigned. In either event, today we're trying to get the status of the cases, specifically to see if the defendants have been appointed counsel or have retained counsel or have chosen to represent themselves. I also want to know the status of whether they plan to entertain a plea offer from the prosecution and enter into a plea agreement. In other words, to plead guilty or no contest to the charges in exchange for a recommended sentence from the prosecution, or whether the defendants plan to enter a not guilty plea and have the case scheduled for trial. I would also need to know, in the event of entering a not guilty plea, whether you are seeking a jury trial or whether you're seeking a bench trial. The difference is that a bench trial would be a trial solely before a judge, where the judge would not only be the trier of fact, but also the referee of the law. So if you are a defendant who is present in the courtroom or appearing via Zoom, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you choose to say in open court. All right. Ariel Plaza, please stop walking around and have a seat. We've already had a scenic tour of your home, so now please remain seated. Thank you. As I was saying, if you are a defendant accused of one or more misdemeanor offenses, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you choose to say in open court, whether in the courtroom or via on Zoom, your statements can and will be used against you. The Zoom proceeding is also recorded and live streamed, so any comments you make will be documented for life. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you have a right to file an application with the Public Defender's Office because you'll be entitled to appointed counsel. If you wish to file an application with the Public Defender's Office, please let us know when your case is called. Mr. Haddad or Ms. Rosenhoover or Ms. Helen, if you all want to put information in the chat about how to apply for the Public Defender's Office, now would be a good time to do so. If you need the services of a Spanish interpreter, I do have our Spanish interpreter, Ms. Chauncey, on Zoom, who will be assisting us with the cases. Now, for those of you who are represented by attorneys, we will be dealing directly with your counsel. With those of you who do not have an attorney, I will be addressing you specifically to find out whether you want to have the services of the Public Defender's Office and whether you qualify, as well as to otherwise see if you want to proceed pro se, in other words, to represent yourself. Okay, do I have any private counsel in the courtroom? Stevenson? All right, oh yes, sir, who's your client?
Good morning, Judge.
Morning.
My client is Rosanna Valentina.
Valentina, okay.
No.
I could not hear him. Which case is that, Your Honor?
Rosanna Valentina?
Valentina. Yes.
Valentino. I don't have a Valentino on my status calendar. This is the Orca status calendar. Are you here for the citation calendar?
Yes.
Okay. Citation cases, any attorneys here is at courtroom 2K. 2K.
Thank you, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great weekend.
You too, thank you. All right, any other attorneys here for the Orca status calendar who are private attorneys?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is Manuel Fajardo,
Spell the last name.
F-A-J.
F.A. I don't have that person on. Are you here? Sure, you're not here for traffic citation?
Citation.
What's the case number? If it's a CIT, like, for example, 23 CIT,
Yes, it's G33.
Yeah.
It's 23 CIT
Mhm.
0037.
just go to 2K and let them know you're in G33.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Okay, anyone here for a traffic case? Your case number begins with 23 CIT or 22 CIT. Your cases are going to be addressed in courtroom 2K. All right. All right. Any private counsel on Zoom? I think I saw Miss.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Miss Kilbo. Yes, sir. Who's your client?
Darren Williams.
Okay. All right, Darren Williams, are you on Zoom?
Your Honor, he's in custody. He's in custody in Gwinnett County. We have
Okay.
a plea in absentia for your consideration. I emailed it to ASG Jordan Reiser a couple weeks ago.
Your Honor, if we could just wait a few minutes on that one, Ms. Allen will be handling that one.
Okay. Mr. Kilbo, if you'll just hold, please. Miss Allen is the ASG this morning, and as soon as she gets the information, we will proceed accordingly. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the meantime, if you have a copy of that plea in subject, could you please email it to Kenneth Randall? You'll see him.
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll see his. Do you have his email?
Not that I'm aware of, but I will endeavor.
Mr. Randolph is going to provide that to you. All right, thank you. Ms. Rockwell, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Judge, presently I am on leave of absence. Is there a possible way I could get another calendar?
Okay, and who's your client?
I have two of them, Aria Womack and Ivy Billington, AKA Billington Ivy.
All right,
Position 2.
let's start with position 23. Oh, well, let's start with position 2 first. Ivy Billington. All right. Ms. Githia, have you all conveyed an offer to Ms. Rockwell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And the next court date for this would be January 5th at 1:30 p.m.?
Is that a Zoom option, Judge?
No, it's a final plea in person.
Judge, could you find me a Zoom option? Because that's technically during my leave, if possible.
Okay, I'll do it at 9 a.m. on January 5th.
Okay, that's a Zoom option.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge. That's going to be the same request from Ms. Womack.
All right, and I'll,
Billing-
okay, and Ms. Womack, Ms. Allen, are we, position 23, has an offer been conveyed to Ms. Rockwell?
I believe so. I'll absolutely reach out to her and discuss. Are you gonna be giving her the January 5th plea date?
Yes, 9 a.m. status calendar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right, anything else, Ms. Rockwell?
May we be excused.
Yes, thank you.
Y'all have a good weekend, Judge.
You
Thank
too. Thank you. All right, any other private counsel on Zoom? All right, Miss Allen, if you can check on the plea in absentia that Mr. Kilbo had sent for position 22, that would be helpful. Okay, Mr. Haddad, yes, sir. Mr. Haddad is our public defense counsel, and which cases do you have, sir?
Judge, on my cases, I'm covered. I don't,
Oh, if you're in the microphone closer to you, yeah, thank you. All right. I know you're covering for Mr. Frank Gaither, so
so
go ahead.
the cases that Mr. Gaither has is position number 3, DeAndre Bracken.
Okay, DeAndre Bracken.
He is present, Judge, pretrial. I have a phone number for him. I just need to speak to him. And I don't have an offer from the state, so I'm not sure who the prosecutor is, if they can just.
That is me. I sent it to Mr. Gaither, but I'll forward it to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, so Mr. Bracken, please hold. Attorney Jawan Haddad is going to be discussing your case with the prosecutor. Please do not leave the Zoom, but keep it on mute, okay? Your next case is position 4, Tanya Combs, I believe.
Is Ms. Combs on?
Tanya Combs. Yes, I do see her present.
Yes. All right.
Ms. Combs, instructions on the Zoom are you're not supposed to be lying down, so please sit up. Thank you.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Gaither, he advised that he has not received any discovery, any video. The Odyssey is restricted. He cannot even pull up the police report. I'm requesting to reset it for another status, Judge.
All right. Ms. Giffier, do you have any information about the discoveries hold up?
For Ms. Combs,
Yes.
we did have to do a follow-up request on the police report and the video. And let me just see if it's been submitted since the last time we
wow.
requested.
And Your Honor, I'll take a note of that and look into it as well.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna put a hold on position 4. Ms. Combs, if you need to lie down, you can stop your video, but you need to be near your device when you hear your name called. April Garrett, excuse me, not, Mr. Haddad, your next case would be
Position number 14, Judge.
All right. Yannick Kinsaka,
I'm not
Yannick Masamba Kinsaka. Are you present on Zoom? Mr. Masab Kinsaka? All
Judge,
right, he's
I'll-
not present. What would you like to do?
Judge, I needed a pretrial, Judge. I'll try and see, track him down and see where he's at.
All right. Next one,
Brandon Main, position number 15. So I'm not sure if Mr. Main is on.
Frank, Brandon.
Yes, I am on.
Okay.
I am on.
All right, yeah, well, go ahead, he's present.
Mr. Main, if you can, send me, put in the chat your phone number. I just need to speak to you real quick. That would be pretrial, Judge, and Mr. Main.
Okay, Mr. Main
All
is
right.
apparently on a diversion update, so let's find out what he's done so far.
Okay, this is for the classes I've been taking. I've been going to all of them.
Okay.
Okay, just put your information to Mr. Haddad in the chat and we'll be with you shortly. Please mute your
All
screen.
right, thank you.
Thank you. Next one is Trestian McKay. Trestian McKay. Trestian McKay, not present.
Judge, I'll try and track him down.
Okay,
And Judge, I apologize. I forgot one other that I'm covering for, Mr. Korn, Elizabeth Randall, position number 18, Judge.
okay,
Ms. Randall's got mental health issues. The evaluation had been submitted and an order and all that. We're just waiting on an evaluation.
is she present today?
Judge, it's been spotty with Ms. Randall. She's really.
She's present.
Oh, it's great.
Elizabeth Randall, could you please start your video and unmute? All right, thank you.
So we just need to reset that to get the evaluation, Judge.
To get the evaluation or get the results?
Yeah, as far as I know, everything was submitted by Mr. Korn some time ago. I don't have, she may have been evaluated. I don't know. Mr. Korn is not aware that an evaluation was actually done on Ms. Randall.
Let's pre-try and see if we can. find
Okay.
together.
Miss Randall? Hello, good morning. Disappeared again.
Yes,
You know,
I need your video.
okay.
All right.
Yes.
Miss Randall, to this morning, your attorney is going to be Jawan Haddad. All
Okay,
right. He is stepping in for your usual attorney, Mr. Larry Korn. All right?
Okay.
Do we have a good do you know how to use the chat?
Yes.
All right. Put your number in there to, not to everyone, put your number in there to Mr. Haddad. Or Mr. Haddad, do you have it?
Judge, I can track it down. She doesn't
Right.
need to put it
If
on.
you know how to put your phone number in the chat to just Mr. Haddad, Mr. Haddad, if you send her a chat directly to her, she can respond to it. Something to the effect of, may I have your phone number? All right, do not leave the Zoom and Mr. Haddad will be speaking to you. I just need to know the status of this proposed evaluation.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me see. Mr. Gaither also has position 21, which is Jacqueline Truitt.
Yes.
Is Jacqueline Truitt in the courtroom?
Yes,
Okay,
Judge. On Ms. Truitt, same announcement, Judge, there was a referral. An email was sent on the 8th of September for an evaluation as well.
all right. If you want to confer with her about the status of her evaluation,
Well, I can, I will, Judge, but
all right, it's
I
also
don't think it's
C.
been done, so.
Okay, let's find out. Let me see. I think that was it. Mr. Kilbo, I've got the document for the plea in absentia for Darren Williams. And it appears that your client is entering a guilty plea to criminal trespass and giving false information and name. And the solicitor has recommended a sentence of 2 days with credit for 2 days, balance suspended. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't think the balance needs to be suspended, but I think it's just 2 days, credit for 2 days.
So the sentence is 2 days, credit for 2 days?
Yes.
Miss Allen, were those the terms?
I would love to see a copy of that.
Oh, you have not seen it, okay. And so I'm gonna let Miss Allen review that. Once she signs off on it, then I will address that. Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Patrice Helen,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning, yes. Let's
My
see,
first position, I apologize, Your Honor. That's going to be positions number 5, 6,
Okay.
7, and 8.
all right, let's start with April Garrett,
Yes, Judge. And she's present on the Zoom call, Judge.
okay?
For positions number 5 and 6, Judge, 5 is a DUI as well as 8 is a DUI. Those are going to be handled together, Judge. I am going to be requesting to see if Miss Garrett is going to be admitted into the DUI court. There is a DUI offer that we are still considering right now for both of the DUIs. We got that offer yesterday at 7 p.m., Judge. So we just want to give Miss Garrett the opportunity for me to see if she qualifies for DUI court. And then be able to move into that global resolution for the 2 DUIs. So, Judge,
When was the last time you approached DUI court about her cases?
this is the first time, Judge, because we just got that global offer yesterday, Judge. So I'm going to be admitting or submitting an application for Miss Garrett today.
And Your Honor, I received additional information about Ms. Garrett late yesterday, which is why we offered DUI court.
Okay. I'm going to reset this to the January 5th final plea calendar. And that's at 1:30 p.m. and she would need to appear in person.
Understood, Judge. And I also have announcements for positions 6 and 7, just to give the court an update. Judge, we're still waiting on body worn camera footage for position 6. But we'd be prepared to have an announcement by that January 5th date about where that case is going to head, whether a jury trial or a bench trial, Judge.
Well, Position 8 is a DUI as well. So is that going to DUI court as well?
No, Judge, so there's 4 positions. I apologize, don't want to confuse you. Position 5 and 8 are the DUIs. And the announcement for the criminal trespass was for position 6, Judge. I apologize.
Okay, so which cases are going to DUI court if accepted?
Positions 8, case number 19 CR
Okay.
007820G, and then position 5, Judge. Last 4 of that case number 7168G.
And then position 6 and 7, you're saying that you're waiting on discovery?
Correct, Judge. So for those 2 cases, we're still waiting on discovery, but I do believe we should have discovery, body worn camera footage, hopefully by that January 5th date. I have made entry into all cases.
Right. For position
uh,
7, you do have the videos. It's position 6 that you need the videos for.
I'll double check. I've received videos. I think it may have been a 911 CAD call, but I don't have the body worn camera for the reckless conduct. I'll double check, but I went
Okay.
through that discussion.
6 and 7, I'd like to address those today. So I want you to check on the camera footage that you have, or even if body worn camera footage is available. So Ms. Garrett, you're gonna have to remain until your attorney confirms whether this information is available.
Understood, Judge.
And check and see if you've already got the video for position 7.
Understood, Judge.
All right, and then that was for April Garrett, and then let me see, you have,
Position 19, Judge, Mr. Riviera, he needs a Spanish translator. I believe Ms. Chancey's here. I'm just requesting a breakout session so that we can all talk together.
morning.
Good morning, Ms. Chancey.
Who's your client again?
Mr.
Roberto Rivera,
Correct, Judge, position 19.
okay? And you on Zoom, my interpreter's on Zoom and he's in the courtroom. Miss Chauncey, Mr. Rivera and friend, can you please stand up?
Señor Rivera, ¿puede pararse?
They need to come forward to the podium.
Por favor, venga al
Both
frente,
of
al
you,
podio.
both of you.
Ustedes dos.
All right, Mr. Rivera, first of all, I want to inform you that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court or your statements can and will be used against you.
Señor Rivera, primero quiero decirle que usted tiene el derecho a guardar silencio. Todo lo que diga puede y será usado en un tribunal.
You have a right to an attorney, and representing you is Miss Catrice Helen, who is on Zoom.
Usted tiene el derecho a ser representado por un abogado y usted está siendo representado por Catrice Helen, que está en la plataforma de Zoom.
Do you see her on the screen?
¿La ve en la pantalla?
She's waving at you.
La está saludando.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You need to have a discussion with her this morning through an interpreter.
Usted tiene que hablar con ella a través de la intérprete.
And
Sí.
you would need to join the Zoom, the virtual proceeding.
Y usted va a tener que estar presenciando la plataforma de Zoom.
Do you have a phone or a computer device that will allow you to do so this morning?
¿Tiene usted un teléfono o algún aparato de así una computadora que le permita hacer eso?
No, no tienen ustedes, ¿no? No, por teléfono, por computadora eso. No tienes la tuya.
They're asking if it could be a phone call,
No, la tuya.
which I can do, Your Honor.
I can do as well, Judge.
Okay, who's got the ability to do a three-way call?
I can do that, Miss Helen,
Okay.
if you can put your phone on the chat.
All right, Miss Helen, if you give your number to Miss Chauncey, And Mr. Rivera, what number would the interpreter call?
¿Cómo?
Oh, hang on, we're gonna write it down. All right. Mr. Kilgore, with regards to Darren Williams, Ms. Allen has signed off on the plea, and that will be the sentence, which is for the 2 charges of criminal trespass and giving false name is 2 days, sentence to 2 days, credit for time served 2 days. And that concludes the case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All
Have you-
right. Yes, thank you.
Have a good day.
This was. Mr. Randall, we'll need to fill out that disposition sheet and then attach this to them. Thank you. All right, Ms. Chauncey, you're gonna get the phone number, and then if you can facilitate that 3-way call with Mr. Rivera. Mr. Rivera, please step outside. They're going to call you on the phone, then you're gonna have a discussion with your attorney.
Señor Rivera, si por favor puede ir afuera al pasillo para que podamos hablar por teléfono. Okay. Your Honor, I'll turn off my camera for just a second. I need to get my phone. It's just
No, you
on
go
the
ahead
other
and do
desk.
it. You can stop your video and mute your screen. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
thank you. There we go. All right, I think that was Miss Helen's last case. Miss Rosenhuber,
Yes, Judge.
who are your clients?
Beginning with position number 10, I have Michael Henderson's case. I have spoken with him. We would ask for a final plea calendar to gather additional mitigating information and continue to negotiate this case. I don't believe it'll be able to resolve today, but it should be able to resolve at the
What are
next.
you waiting on?
Nothing from the state judge, more just classes that Mr. Henderson wants to take and trying to get documentation to continue to negotiate.
What classes is he enrolled in?
He hasn't enrolled in one yet.
He hasn't
Judge.
done any enrollment at all.
Not at this point, Judge, but
Okay. Is that an offer?
yes.
Okay, y'all need to pre-try that offer.
No
Or
problem,
reset
Judge.
it for trial.
Okay.
Which one will it be?
We'll pre-try it this morning.
Okay. Mr. Henderson, your attorney is going to speak to the prosecution and then also speak to you about a possible plea offer. Your next case is
I have Deshaun Johnson, positions 12 and 13. Is Mr.
Okay.
Johnson present?
Deshaun Johnson.
Judge, I did speak with his mother yesterday and this morning. I
Mhm.
expect Mr. Johnson to appear.
Okay. We'll hold till the end of the calendar.
Thank you.
Deshaun Johnson. Okay, I don't see him on Zoom.
Okay, my next position is position 17, Ariel Plaza. Judge, she is in an active diversion program. She lives in Maryland. She was able to complete the anger management classes, but because of those expenses, I believe it was $125 a course. She is struggling to pay the full diversion fee. And she is signed up for community service. So she's actively working on her diversion program. We would just ask for a little bit more time.
All right. Case reset to January 5th status calendar at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
for full compliance with diversion.
Additionally, Judge,
Mhm.
position number 20, Mr. Rashad Strand, he does qualify for our services. We have an application. If we could pre-try that case, I believe he's present over Zoom.
He is. Mr. Rashad Strand? Need to unmute? All right.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Strand, good morning. Your attorney is Ms. Sarah Rosenhuber. She is with the Public Defender's Office, and she is going to speak to the prosecution and possibly to you as well. She may have to do it over a Zoom breakout, so please hold until you hear back from her.
Okay,
All right, do not leave the Zoom. Thank
okay.
you.
And then,
All right.
thank you, Judge. And I do have one additional announcement. Miss Amber Garcia is present over Zoom and she is on our final plea calendar. However, she does have a funeral to attend at 1 p.m. this afternoon. She sent me an obituary. But Judge, I advised her to go ahead and appear this morning just to let the court know that she would be here if she could.
Do we have the plea paperwork for Miss Garcia?
It's not going to be a plea.
What's it gonna be?
I believe we're going to further notice that case, but she did want to make sure that her appearance was noted to the best of her ability.
If you can send me notice of that event that she has this afternoon?
I have
All
it,
right.
Judge.
Let me see it. Are y'all asking for a trial
Yes,
this
Your Honor.
afternoon? So why don't I just reset that case for a trial?
We can, Judge. I just wanted, I didn't want her to not appear and just make that announcement
Okay,
without, yes.
so Miss Garcia,
Yes, ma'am.
all right, Amber Garcia is position 7. And she appeared at 9 a.m. Okay, and has that case been arraigned, Miss Rosenberger?
I can check that right now, Judge. If not, I'd be happy to file a waiver of arraignment on her behalf.
Okay. Looks like we had a couple of FTAs in this case. All right, I don't see it as being arraigned. If you're gonna file a waiver of arraignment,
I'd be happy to. Oh, I see.
and what was the? Are we resetting jury trials to April, Mr. Randall? So it's gonna be January? Oh, perfect.
January's full.
January's full. Okay. It will be on the jury trial calendars for January 2024.
Okay, thank you, Judge. And I'm sending you and Ms. Githia the obituary that we discussed.
Okay.
Right now.
Ms. Garcia, your case is going to be further notice for a jury trial and it's going to be scheduled in January 2024. Once you get notice of the jury trial calendar, please be sure that you are in the courtroom in person. This is not a Zoom proceeding.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And please understand that as the case is going to be scheduled for trial, that you are presumed innocent of the charge, and at the time of trial, the prosecution has the complete burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If the prosecution does prevail and you are convicted of the offense, you could be looking at a penalty of up to $1,000 and or up to a year in jail. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you in January. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. May I be excused?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. And was that any other cases?
That concludes my announcements.
Okay, all right. Going back to the Orca status calendar, Dorothea Bates, all right, Ms. Bates, good morning. Who's your attorney?
I don't have one. Your Honor, she's on, she's represent herself, but she's, it's a diversion compliance issue, so she comes up
Okay,
in every few months.
okay, you're gonna speak to Ms. Githia or Ms. Allen, do you want to check on the status of the compliance? Miss Githia, Miss Dorothea Bates is in the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm gonna ask Ms. Allen to check on her documents with regards to her compliance.
Okay, I'm gonna forward them right now. She has completed the required 24 hours,
Okay,
24 sessions, yes.
all right, and will the state dismiss the case?
Yes, I will provide a null process.
All right, Ms. Bates, the state is satisfied with your compliance, the case will be dismissed, you're free to go.
Thank you so
Mhm. Estefany Gutierrez. Estefany. All right, Ms. Gutierrez, do you have I saw plea paperwork for your case?
I'm representing myself.
Okay, all right, we'll be addressing a plea shortly, please hold.
If someone could provide the waiver of right to counsel to Ms. Gutierrez,
Ms. Allen, do you have the waiver from counsel?
usually the litigation managers provide those.
No, I remember. She was here.
Mr. Randall?
I used
All
to-
right, Ms. Gutierrez, could you put your, did you have an email, Mr. Randall?
I will put it in for.
If you can put your email in the chat to Kenneth Randall, we'll need to sign one more document.
I'll send it.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Lawrence Jackson? Lawrence Jackson? Lawrence Jackson, are you on Zoom? No? All right. And Deshaun Johnson is not present as Ms. Hoover's client. Ariel Plaza is Ms. Rosen Hoover's as well.
Yes,
Okay.
that case was reset
Yeah.
for a status on January 5th, I believe.
All right. I'm just seeing if there's anyone else I've not addressed. Okay. Is there anyone in the courtroom whose name I did not call? Good morning. Yes, sir. Are you here for a traffic case? You will be in courtroom 2K. 2K. This is the accused misdemeanor cases. Thank you, sir.
Judge, I have a couple announcements whenever the
Okay,
court.
give me a moment. I'll be right with you, Mr. Haddad. Is there anyone on Zoom who is a defendant or defense counsel whose name I did not call? Love the sound of silence on that. Okay, yes, sir.
Judge, on position number 3, Mr. Bracken, he's still on Zoom. If we can set it for a final plea, Judge.
You've consented to a plea?
To set for a final plea.
Okay. This one is going to be reset to January 5th at 1:30 p.m. Mr. Bracken, you would have to be in the courtroom in person, no more Zoom. It's going to be on January. It's going to be on January 5th in courtroom G33 at 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
All right. And this will be for a final plea calendar. Please make sure all the documents are completed for your attorneys to submit them to the court. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, on position number 15, Mr. Main, he is taking the classes, Judge. There are a total of 24. He's almost halfway, so if we can reset it for a status check as far out as possible. I mean, if we reset it for 6 weeks, we're still gonna, it's up to the court, obviously.
How many more classes does he have?
Apparently, he's got a total of 24. He's taken 12 so far.
He's got 24, he's got 12 more to go. So I'm going to reset it to January 5th at 9 a.m. to get a status update.
All right, thank you, Judge.
So he should have, you said there's 6 more weeks? Well, yeah, well, two, if I'll give 2 in December, 3 in November. So he should be done with at least 5 to 6 classes by January 5th.
Yes, and
Okay.
and I guess we reset it then, but
All right.
if Mr. Maine, I think he's hopefully he's still on, Judge.
Brandon Main, please unmute and start your video.
If not, Judge, I obviously he was on Zoom this morning. I told him to.
No, he's still there.
Oh, great. All right, so just reset.
Brandon Main, please start your video.
Judge, he did mention that he's on another Zoom taking perhaps one of those classes, so he was shuffling
Okay.
Zooms. Just so the court is aware.
All right. Okay. Ms. Gutierrez, I'm going to wait until I see your waiver of counsel form submitted back to the court, and then we're going to take a plea. The other cases are being pre-tried, quite a few of them. So, Ms. Allen, you have, quoting here positions 4, 14, 15, 16, 18. Is that your first half? To pre-try?
I have, the position 14 for the end of the calendar, Your Honor.
Oh, I see, you're the bottom half.
And we have
Okay.
here as a body can help her in any.
Okay, so Ms. Gittier, your pre-trying cases 6, 7, 10, 4, and then Ms. Gittier is pre-trying 14, 15, 16, 18, 21, and 19.
I apologize, Judge. I didn't want to interrupt you. I am currently still on that conference call with Miss Chancey. She's translating right now, so I'm just putting that to the side. I have checked the reckless conduct. Miss Githier is right. She has given me that video discovery, Judge. We would ask for that reckless conduct to be put on the next available jury trial calendar, Judge.
This is with Miss 6 and 7, yeah. So why am I piecemealing all these 4 cases, Miss Helen? I don't like that.
Judge,
Something on a final plea, something on a jury trial. My jury trials are all in January.
Understood, Judge. The thing is that there are 4 different cases. 2 of them are DUIs. And I am trying to handle those on a DUI court track. The other 2 are 2 separate incidences, a criminal trespass with a partner, some allegations of damage in that one. And then the reckless conduct is separate as well, Judge.
Well, you can go ahead and see if DUI court will take position 5 and position 8.
Thank you, Judge. Thank
All
you.
right, and so that's reset to January 5th. At 1:30 p.m. I'm sorry, at 9 a.m. I think.
9 a.m.
1:30, 9 a.m. Okay.
9 a.m.
a.m. for status. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be 9 a.m. for status.
Understood, Judge.
All right. Mr. Randolph, I just want to make sure that change is noted. Position 5 and 7 is reset to status for DUI court. Position 6 and 7, I'm going to put them on the trial calendar, both of them.
Understood, Judge.
And those are totally independent of the DUI cases. Would that be correct?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay. So are you filing a waiver of arraignment in both of them?
Yes, Judge, I can do that today.
Okay. So we're going to put them both on the, oh my gosh. You're going to have to squeeze in 2 more cases on the trial calendar on position 6 and 7. Okay. Ms. Garrett is free to go. Those are her cases. We will issue a case management order for position 6 and 7.
Understood, Judge. And just to let Ms. Garrett know, those jury trial calendars are in person. I will be there as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Judge. Is Ms. Garrett excused?
Yeah, make sure she comes to court in January. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judge.
All right, take care. Mr. Randolph, I'm sorry. These are the same ones you handed me before. I just need her waiver of counsel. Yeah, have we sent this to her? Oh, okay. Ms. Gutierrez, with. Okay, thank you. All right. Excellent. Thank you. All right, Miss Allen, you've got your list of cases to pre-try. Ms. Githier, you have your list of cases to pre-try. So we're going to be in recess until one of the attorneys has something to let me know. And Ms. Gutierrez, as soon as we get your signed waiver of counsel form, we're going to have a plea hearing on your case. Thank you.
Eighth or back on September 8th. So, and she definitely needs one. I mean, just briefly speaking to the mom, Miss Truitt is. I'm
Which
not a
one is Ms.
doctor.
Truitt? She's behind, right?
Oh, she's the one with the orange.
The hairband? Okay,
Yeah, she's judge. I mean,
okay.
and the mother is, who's seated next to her, is the one that's been bringing her to court.
She's a caretaker?
I believe so, yes.
Did you want to see this? She has paperwork.
I think the paperwork is she's had a long history of mental health.
Okay. Why don't you check the paperwork and maybe see if there's something you want to share with Miss Allen, since she's in the courtroom.
And I'll be right back.
Nothing's going. Thank you. But Tona, if you look at Truitt's case, I don't see any MH evaluation being submitted even under seal, because most of those are submitted under seal.
Right, and I would have gone with Mr. Jordan, so you don't see anything.
I see that was a note to file that he was. It just says reset, gave it to submit documentation, but nothing.
That's not permitted. He was submitted to the steward.
Hmm.
We were addressing that and I never else I had one. But like,
All right, Mr. Haddad, there was an intent to submit the MH evaluation. I don't see anything being submitted since September 8th.
That's when it was submitted, Judge.
To whom?
Uh,
There's no order. Normally these are submitted
Right,
with
the-
order, then
all
they're
that was
placed on the seal.
It was submitted on the 8th to Essen Smith, Ms. Fortunar, and Michael Jordan.
I'll check with Mr. Jordan because he's the payroll.
Okay.
But maybe I can convince the state to just dead dock and not.
What's your magic, sir? All right. Okay, we'll be in recess. Miss Gutierrez, are you available?
I'm on the phone with Ms. Rosa Hoover. Did you need something?
I'm ready to address the Gutierrez plea, and then if you want to resume.
Okay, just once. Okay. I'll give you a call right back. Okay.
It's.
Ms. Gutierrez, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready, Your Honor.
Okay. This is State versus Estefany Gutierrez, case number 21 CN 005-102F. Ms. Gutierrez was accused of battery, family violence from September 26, 2021 in Fulton County, Georgia. Ms. Gutierrez, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and you're also been advised of your right to counsel. Pursuant to the document that you have submitted to the court, you've indicated that you are waiving your right to counsel. Have you read through that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you understand that that you're responsible for the impact of any legal decision you make based upon your own research and knowledge of the law. Are you still willing to move forward without counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Please raise your right hand for purposes of the plea. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Gutierrez, what is the plea offer for Ms. Gutierrez?
It is, well, before I begin with the offer, did you want me to read the factual basis for this case?
I think I'm going to ask her whether she's going to stipulate. Otherwise, if not, then we will go through the narrative.
Okay. The offer is for battery family violence, 12 months to serve 2 days, credit for time served 2 days, balance probated, to attend a family violence intervention program, a $300 fine, and no contact with the victim, Martin Felipe, and also alcohol drug evaluation and any required treatment. This may become non-reporting upon completion of the conditions.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, in order for me to proceed, I would need to first ask you some questions about the substance of the case. The prosecution will be glad to go through their alleged statement of facts and narrate what they believe is the factual basis for this plea offer. However, you also have the opportunity and the option to stipulate or agree that the factual basis upon which the state is relying is true and correct, that the name of the alleged defendant, that is you, is true and correct, and that the location of this alleged offense in Fulton County, Georgia, is true and correct. So with regards to first the factual basis, do you agree that the factual basis supporting this case and upon which this plea offer is dependent upon is true and correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you stipulate that the identity of the defendant named in this case is you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you agree that the venue or the location of this offense was in Fulton County, Georgia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, are you satisfied that the defendant has stipulated to the factual basis, venue, and ID?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, have you consumed any medication or alcohol recently?
No, Your Honor.
And have you, has anyone forced you, induced you to enter into this plea agreement today?
No, Your Honor.
And when you went through the documents, did you read through the rights that you would have to waive in order to move forward with this plea hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Specifically, I want you to understand that if you decide to plead guilty to this offense, of battery family violence, that this will be a conviction on your record.
Yes.
If you get arrested again for a similar offense or another offense for battery family violence, that subsequent arrest will automatically be a felony charge. Are you aware of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you still willing to move forward with this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that you'll be giving up your right to a presumption of innocence, the right to go to have a trial before a judge or a jury, to be able to confront your accuser, to be able to have the assistance of counsel to challenge the evidence brought against you, the witnesses who may testify against you, to have an opportunity to present your own defenses or mitigating factors if you choose to do so, and have the state try to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to one count of battery family violence?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Your sentence is 12 months to serve 2 days, credit for time served, 2 days. The remainder of the 12 months will be on probation. You will report to the probation office next Thursday at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. And you must report to that office in person before 3 p.m. That would be November 9th, 2023. Once you're on probation, you will complete a 24-week family violence intervention program. You must enroll in those classes within 60 days from today. You will pay a $300 fine plus surcharges and court costs. While you're on probation, whether it is reporting probation or non-reporting probation, you shall have no contact with Martin Philippe. You will also have to go to a qualified healthcare provider and submit to an alcohol and drug evaluation and submit yourself to any treatment that is required. The alcohol and drug evaluation must be done within 120 days from today. Once you complete the family violence intervention classes and the alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment, and you have paid off your $300 fine plus any surcharges or court costs, your probation may be non-reporting. The benefit of non-reporting is that, well, the benefits are you don't have to come down and see probation officer anymore, and you won't have to pay probation fees. So the sooner you're done with the conditions, the sooner you can take advantage of these two benefits. Do you have any questions about your sentence?
No, Your Honor. The only question I have is, you said I have to report to probation next Thursday. I wanted to know if there's a specific time for that.
They open at 9 o'clock. You can go there anytime before 3 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. We'll see you at probation and good luck with your case. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have the probation form for her to fill out? All right. Way ahead of me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, folks, we're in recess until someone has an announcement. No? I can still hear crickets. Okay.
I'm one of two supervisors.
All right, Mr. Haddad, I am ready for your announcements.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm sorry? Okay.
Judge, on position number 4, Judge Tanya Combs.
Yes,
I spoke to Ms. Githia. The state still does not have, state being the solicitor's office, they still don't have the video or the police report. So
the
obviously,
police report.
so that has to be, I mean, we need it. So I'm asking to reset it for another status calendar, Judge, because there's not much there yet.
Ms. Githia, are you present?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where's the police report from this 2019 DUI case?
I've had to request it. Hold on. I've had to request it more than once, Your Honor. I just haven't received it, but I have requested it more than once.
Your Honor,
What's
just
going-
to be clear, I wasn't trying to, I'm not blaming the state, this prosecutor, because I know her and she's on top of things. So the issue is not with her, obviously.
I see supplemental discovery, then I'm not citing Ms. Githia for this. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So I see a certificate of discovery filed on June 7th, 2023 by Ms. Waldrop. And it says police incident accident report.
And that might have been inadvertent, Your Honor, because there was no police report. I did inquire about it.
From 2019. Okay. I'm gonna set this case down for trial, jury or bench.
Your Honor, I mean, it's,
They need to present the information.
but I mean, here's the thing, there might be some motions. We don't even know
Then
that.
let me put it on a motions calendar.
That's
Even
fine.
better.
And I'll review the file.
Okay,
With our ASG.
I don't have, oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay, January 19th. Motions calendar at 9 a.m.
That'll be perfect, Judge. Thank you.
Mhm. All right, Ms. Combs, is she on Zoom?
She is, Judge.
All right. Ms. Combs, your case is going to be scheduled for a motions hearing. You would need to be in the courtroom on January 19th at 9 a.m. This is not a Zoom proceeding. All right?
Okay.
All right, we'll see you then in courtroom G33. Thank you.
And
Your next case?
Judge, position number 18, Elizabeth Randall, there's still not been an evaluation done. There was an order to be sealed by your honor on August the 4th.
And there wasn't one done?
No, Judge,
Well, was she in custody at that time?
she was not, Judge.
So there was no compliance then?
So Mr. Korn nor Ms. Randall have received any contact from, I think Emory. I'm not really sure who does the mental health evaluations for state court, Judge.
Let me see. Yep. Elizabeth Randall?
I tried to call her, Judge, and it went straight to.
Elizabeth Randall? Okay. The order for evaluation was signed on August 4th, 2023. Ms. Randall did submit an address change, and this case had been placed on the jury trial calendar. Your case is going back on the jury trial calendar for January 2024. You must come to the courtroom in person, no Zoom. Do you understand? I need you to unmute. You need to unmute.
Yes, I understand.
All right. And it's going to, and you will get a notice in the, to show up in court in person. Your attorney is Mr. Larry Korn.
Okay.
An evaluation was ordered on August 4th. I don't know why you or your attorney, I have no idea why that was not done, but that is something on the both of you. I'm going to require this case to be ready for trial in January of this year, of next year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, just to be clear, and I understand what the court's decision on Ms. Randall, but there's nothing we can do. We don't, this is a court-ordered mental health, so we don't even know who to contact, Judge. That's really the issue.
Mr. Haddad, your attorney, the Public Defender's Office, asked the court to authorize a mental health evaluation, right?
But it is a.
And we do this normally for individuals who are in custody, because then the process is that the jail staff makes sure that the individual has access to the evaluation, as well as the social workers who work with the Public Defender's Office, right? When the individual is released and I order an evaluation, then it's up to the Public Defender's Office to make sure that their clients contact the appropriate mental health provider to go through the process. Otherwise, you're asking the court to hold the defendant's hand and say, okay, we're going to walk you to an evaluator. And that is not what is anticipated.
Your Honor, I can compare it to Superior Court. First of all, the starting point is that Ms. Randall is indigent. So by law, the court system is required to provide when an indigent person has mental health issues and there's an evaluation submitted and it's been ordered. In Superior Court, whether somebody's in custody or out on bond, they're all handled by Grady or Emory or one of those divisions. State court should not be any different.
We don't have that process in place unless she is in mental health court, which she is not. So if y'all intended for her case to be in MH court and for them to avail themselves of that process, I would absolutely agree with you. But we are in the standard criminal court process. All right. And if Mr. Korn, the Public Defense Counsel, asks for a mental health evaluation without seeking the resources of MH court, that is on the PD's office. Well, don't kick that can down the road with me. All right. I'll be very glad to order Grady to conduct an evaluation. But this was requested through this court, not through MH court. And there is a big difference.
Well, it's clearly, it is I think a bigger issue than this particular case, and I'll just have our office, my office, deal with however needs to be done, because in Superior Court it's never an issue. If somebody's out on bond,
and when I get to be queen and we get to avail our resources with Superior Court, I'll totally agree with you. But right now, this is as far as my resources are.
I understand.
Okay, so. And you already have that order for evaluation. You can work with Ms. Randall or with Grady, whichever facility will be offering her services on an indigent basis. And then in January 2024, I expect her to be here in court for trial. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
And we'll do a case management order for that case as well. Thank you.
Judge, I have one more announcement. Position number 21.
21.
Yes.
Okay,
The state was gracious enough, Ms. Allen, to, I think they're gonna.
Present no cross orders, Your Honor.
okay. Have I got it here? No. All right,
If
okay,
whenever the court would allow it, if they can be excused, Judge.
yeah.
I'll tell them the good news.
It's confirmed the state's gonna null cross this case. Okay, Ms. Truitt and Mom, you are free to go. The case is dismissed. I'm just gonna null cross it.
Thank you, Ms. Allen.
There we go. Oh, no, I don't need it. The only thing we file is the null cross, but that's for Miss Essence. I still am.
The court is
All
ready.
right. So let me just check off on Ms. Truitt, position 21. All right, Ms. Rosenhofer. And everybody, we're also resetting the Garrett cases, right, for trial? Right, just checking it off my list, so.
You're okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'm ready.
Position number 10, Mr. Michael Henderson. I did speak with him and I spoke with Ms. Giffiea again. We were not able to resolve that this morning, and we'd request the final plea calendar of January 5th, please.
What's going to happen between now and January 5th?
Mr. Henderson is going to get documentation of prior counseling that he's done while he was on pretrial release, and he plans to enroll in a family violence intervention program. And we're going to continue to try to negotiate the charge.
Okay. Is that something the state is willing to consider by January 5th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Michael Henderson, your case is going to be reset to the January 5th final plea calendar. You would need to appear in court in person, and that's at 1:30 p.m.
Okay, January the 5th at 1:30 p.m. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Courtroom G33.
G33. Thank you.
Mhm. And bring proof of all the classes and other things you've done so that your attorney has documents to present to the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you then. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Next announcement.
My next announcement is with respect to position 20, Mr. Rashad Strand.
Okay.
This case will be Mr. Frank Gaither's case. I did speak with the state and with Mr. Strand. We have yet to request discovery since he is new to the Orca division. And so we would just like another, we're fine with a final plea calendar, Judge. We do have an offer. We just haven't received discovery since we haven't requested it yet.
I'll make that happen today.
All right, the case was arraigned in February of 2022. I have a discovery certificate in February of 2022.
The incident report may be filed in Odyssey, Judge. I just don't know if there are any videos, and usually those videos aren't passed from one division to the other.
Okay, so this is going to be reset for a final plea calendar on January 5th at 1:30 p.m. And Mr. Gaither will be on this case?
He will be, Judge, and I just sent him an email.
Thank you. Mr. Strand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your attorney is Frank Gaither. Did you get that down? Write it down?
Frank Gaither, yes, ma'am. I have his name in my emails.
Okay. Your next court date is January 5th at 1:30 p.m. in person, no Zoom.
Okay.
And this will be for a final plea.
Okay.
All right, see you then.
All right, thank you. I'm good to leave?
You are good to go. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like it. Yes. Miss Rosanova, do you have another announcement?
Not at this time, Judge.
Okay, all right. Miss Helen, did you have any announcements?
I just sent an
Yeah,
email
I
with
got,
all
we see,
comments.
we're trying to print it out.
Okay, no problem.
Is that okay?
It's coming behind everything.
Should
I
bring-
apologize, Judge. Did you call for me?
Yeah, do you have any
Yes,
announcements?
I do. Can we have Mr. I believe it's position 19 reset to a final plea calendar, Judge? We have been in a phone conference with the translator, and we've discussed a lot. We just also need Mr. Riviere to know the current plea and have that put on record as well.
All right, so he's not in the courtroom. Is he
Um,
still outside talking?
He's still on the phone conference, but I just wanted to come back in and give that announcement.
All right, whenever y'all are ready, you can come back and re-announce that. Anything else?
No, Judge.
Okay. Is there anyone who just joined the Zoom and whose name has not been called? All right. Thank you.
Miss, Your Honor,
And your video needs to be on.
I apologize.
Judge, this is position number 14, Mr. Kinsaka. I believe Mr. Haddad is going to speak with him. Mr. Kinsaka had the wrong court date down. That could have very well been my fault, Judge, but this is going to be Mr. Gaither's case. And I believe they're in the process of pre-trying.
Okay, Mr. Kinsaka, you'll be speaking to Public Defense Attorney, Mr. Jawan Haddad. He's on the Zoom. Do you see him?
Yes, ma'am. I just was looking at his chat message. I'm about to send him over my number.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be in recess until we have an announcement. Miss Dorothea Bates, is she still on Zoom? Oh, that case was dismissed. Okay.
And Judge, we are ready on position 19 if the court's ready.
Okay.
And I believe.
Yes, Senor, and could you come to the podium, please?
And if Miss Allen could put the offer for position 19 on the record.
Absolutely.
And I apologize, I don't know if that really hear from that table.
All right, is Miss Chauncey here? Yes, she's here.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we are going back to the case State versus Norberto Rivera, position number 19.
Vamos de vuelta al caso de Norberto Rivera, posición 19.
The prosecutor is going to let Mr. Rivera know what they are recommending in case he decides to plead guilty or no contest.
La fiscalía le va a notificar, le va a decir al señor Rivera cuál es la sentencia que ellos recomiendan si el señor Rivera decide declararse culpable o no disputar.
Ms. Allen, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. I thought you said Helen, I'm sorry.
Oh, Miss Allen, sorry. Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
Thank you. So the offer in this case that was previously conveyed, and I can give you a.
I'm sorry, Judge, I can't hear.
Yeah, can you please speak closer?
I don't think, yeah.
No, all you have to do is lower the mic. I think there we go.
I don't think it's on. It looks muted.
Oh. All right. Can you do a test, Ms. Allen?
Ms. Catrice Helen, can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks.
Wow. The offer conveyed in this case on the 6th of October, noted in our case file, was for the battery family violence, count 1, 12 months, serve 30 days, balance probated, complete the family violence intervention
I'm sorry.
programming.
Esta sentencia del 6 de octubre se refiere que sería una sentencia de 12 meses a servir 30 días y lo que quede de los 12 meses para servir bajo libertad probatoria.
Complete the family violence intervention programming.
Y también tiene que participar en un programa alterno de violencia familiar.
No further violent contact.
No tener más contacto violento.
And complete a alcohol and drug evaluation and follow through with any treatment recommendation.
Que se someta a una evaluación de drogas y alcohol y tratamiento si se requiere.
Count 2, simple battery is 12 months of probation, concurrent, no additional requirements.
Y por el segundo cargo de golpes y lesiones simples, la sentencia sería 12 meses bajo libertad probatoria y no hay, para cumplirse de manera concurrente con el cargo 1 y eso es todo.
That's it.
Mr. Rivera, did you understand what the prosecutor said?
Señor Rivera, ¿usted entendió lo que dijo la fiscalía?
No lo entendí.
No, I didn't.
I can explain it a little more in lay terms. Family violence intervention specifically.
Específicamente que tome un curso de violencia familiar, un curso alterno.
So that is a program that is a 24-week program.
Es un programa de 24 semanas.
That Mr. Rivera would have the year while he's on probation to complete.
Y usted tendrá el año que se le da de libertad probatoria para tomarlo y cumplirlo.
He would get credit for any of the 30 days that he has served already.
Que se le dará crédito por los 30 días que ha estado ya servido en la cárcel.
And be ordered to have no further violent contact with the victim, in this case, Maria Romero Sánchez.
Y también hay una orden se cambia la orden, solo no tiene que tener contacto violento más con la señora María Sánchez.
And I'm looking up the credit time
9
that he
days.
has. The
9
days. So he served 9 days. He'll get credit for those days already against the 30.
Usted sirvió 9 días ya, se los restarán de los 30.
All right. Mr. Rivera, did you understand that explanation?
¿Entendió esa explicación, señor?
Pero tengo que estar estos 3 meses en la cárcel o cómo?
So, what do you mean? Do I have to serve 3 months in jail? What do you mean?
Okay. Mr. Rivera, this is only if you decide to plead guilty or no contest.
Señor, esto solamente si usted decide declararse culpable o no disputar.
That's a decision you can make after talking to your attorney.
Esa es una decisión que usted puede tomar después de haber hablado con su abogada.
Right now, if you and your attorney decide that you want to plead guilty or no contest,
Si su abogada y usted ahora decide que se declare culpable o no disputar,
you will get a conviction
usted va a tener una sentencia
and you would be required to serve another 15 days in jail.
usted se va a necesitar que usted sirva 15 días más en la cárcel.
After you've served the 15 days in jail, you will be placed on probation.
Después que usted sirva esos 15 días en la cárcel, se le dará libertad probatoria
The probation will be for 11 months.
y esa libertad probatoria va a durar 11 meses.
During probation, you have to complete a 24-week program.
Durante esa libertad probatoria, usted va a tener que completar un programa de 24 semanas.
The program is about domestic violence cases.
Y ese programa se trata sobre casos de violencia familiar.
You also have to submit to an alcohol and drug evaluation.
También usted tendrá que someterse a tomar una evaluación de drogas y alcohol
and agree to the treatment if required.
y si le recomiendan que tiene que estar bajo tratamiento, usted tiene que aceptarlo.
During your probation,
durante su libertad probatoria,
you cannot have any violent contact.
Usted no puede tener contacto violento.
No physical arguments and no fighting, basically.
Eso significa que usted no puede tener ninguna discusión o pelea física o no pelear más sin violencia.
Give me a moment. I'm just trying to get the name of it. Okay. And that would be with Miss Maria Romero.
Y eso es que no puede tenerlo con María Romero.
For your second charge, simple battery.
Por el segundo cargo que tiene, por golpes y lesiones simples,
you will only be on 12 months probation.
Usted tendrá una sentencia de 12 meses de libertad probatoria.
And that would be at the same time as the battery probation.
Que la va a cumplir al mismo tiempo que cumpla con el primer cargo, la primera libertad probatoria del primer cargo.
So about 15 days jail and 11 months probation.
Entonces son 15 días en la cárcel y 11 meses bajo libertad probatoria.
And that's the easiest way I can describe what the state is offering.
Y esa es la manera más fácil que yo puedo explicarle lo que la fiscalía ofreció como sentencia.
Do you understand, sir?
¿Lo entiende, señor?
Sí, lo sé.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, Miss Helen, the offer's on the record. What would you like to do next?
Judge, I'd like this to be set for a final plea calendar. It does include an additional jail time offer, which Mr. Riviera would not be able to take today. Honestly, Judge, I'd like more time to negotiate with the state, hopefully towards a time served offer, maybe some mitigating factors I can provide, Judge. But I'd like a final plea calendar. I do believe will be resolved by that date.
Yo quisiera pedirle una audiencia para una toma de declaración final, porque no creo que el señor Rivera pueda cumplir con el tiempo de encarcelamiento. Entonces necesito más tiempo para hablar con la fiscalía y negociar la sentencia a cumplirse. Creo que puedo yo presentar argumentos mitigantes para que esto suceda. Por eso yo necesitaría una cita para una toma de declaración final.
So, Mr. Rivera, we will see you on January 5th, 2024.
Señor Rivera, lo veremos entonces el 5 de enero del 2024.
It will be at 1:30 p.m.
A la 1:30 de la tarde.
And you would have to be here in person.
Usted tendrá que estar aquí en persona.
And we will need a Spanish interpreter at that time.
Vamos a necesitar un intérprete en español.
And that is to see whether you and your attorney are ready to enter a plea and accept the recommended sentence.
Entonces ahí vamos a hablar si usted y su abogada están listos para que se le tome una declaración de culpabilidad.
Any questions, sir?
¿Alguna pregunta, señor?
No, está bien, sí, sí.
No, that's
Yes.
fine. Sure.
January 5th, 1:30 p.m. in person, right here.
El 5 de enero del 2024 a la 1:30 de la tarde. Aquí mismo.
Por enero de 2024.
¿Perdón?
Gracias.
Gracias.
Okay.
And
Thank
thank you,
you.
Judge. Is Mr. Riviera excused?
Yes, thank you.
Puede
You're free to go.
Pero que nos den el papel, ¿no?
No, yo lo tengo.
¿Ya?
Yo lo anoté.
¿El onzade? Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I believe that's all my cases.
All right.
May I be dismissed too, Your Honor?
Yes, Ms. Chauncey, thank you so
Okay.
much for your help. Appreciate
You're
it.
very welcome. Bye-bye.
All
Thank
right.
you, Ms. Chancey.
Ms.
You're
Helen,
welcome, ma'am.
did all your clients appear?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Garrett, Mr. Riviera. I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. You're free to go then. Thank you, Ms. Helen.
Thank you, Judge. I will be seeing you this afternoon.
All right. Okay. I'm just going to go down the calendar. I don't know if anybody's still pre-trying the case. Position number 1, Dorothea Bates is null crossed. Position 2, Ivy Billington is reset to January 5th at, was it 9 a.m. or 1:30 p.m.? 9 a.m. Okay, so that's the status calendar. Position 3, DeAndre Brecken is reset to January 5th at 1:30 p.m. Final plea calendar. Position 4, Tanya Combs is reset to the January 19th motions calendar at 9 a.m. This is April Garrett on positions 5, 6, 7, and 8. Position 5 and 8 is reset to January 5th at 9 a.m. for status on her admission to DUI court. Position 6 and 7 are reset for a jury trial in January 2024. Position 9, Gutierrez was a plea. Position 10, Michael Henderson's reset final plea calendar, January 5th. Position 11, Lawrence Jackson. Mr. Jackson has not appeared at the.
Yeah, Your Honor, I have a note that he's incarcerated with the max release date of January 24th of 2024.
I didn't get that information. So are you?
I'll submit a null pros order, Your Honor. Obviously, he can't pay child support since 2020 was the date of our abandonment action, and that is only good for a 30-day period.
All right. The state is going to null cross position 11. Position 12 and 13, Deshaun Johnson.
I have not made contact, Judge.
All right.
They request a bench warrant.
On the position 12 is going to be a $2,000 surety bond. On the position 13, it's going to be a $1,000 surety bond. Position 12 is $1,000 each on the 2 charges, and position 13 is $500 each on the 2 charges. Position 4, Yannick Kinsaka, is Mr. Dodson talking to him?
I believe so, Judge, if we could
Okay.
hold.
And if I just might have a moment to pre-try that, I just discovered some information that I could talk to Mr. Haddad about.
Okay. Position 15, Brandon Main is reset to January 5th, 9 a.m. status calendar. 16, Tristian McKay. Tristian McKay.
Ma'am, you said Brandon Main reset to when?
Brandon Main is reset to January 5th at 9 a.m.
All right, am I free
Status
to go?
calendar. Yeah.
Thank you.
Position 16, Tristian McKay. You're free to go, Mr. Brandon. Okay. Tristian McKay has not appeared.
Not to my knowledge, Judge. Maybe Mr. Haddad has more information if we could wait till he gets back in the
Okay.
courtroom before issuing a bench warrant.
17, Ariel Plaza is reset to January 5th, 9 a.m. status calendar. There has to be full compliance with her diversion by then. 18, Elizabeth Randall is reset for a jury trial. 19, Rivera is reset for final plea, January 5th at 1:30. 20, Rashad Strand is reset for final plea, January 5th at 1:30. Position 21, Truitt is non-crossed. 22, was a plea in absentia. And 23 is reset to January 5th, 9 a.m. status calendar.
I'll submit the null cross on Mr. Jackson, position
Okay.
11 now.
So we are just waiting on Mr. Haddad for position 14 and 16.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Rosenhuber, I think you're excused. You want to take a
Thank you,
really
Judge.
strong latte right now?
I don't mind sticking around until Mr. Haddad tells me. he's
Okay,
good, But
thank
I
you.
appreciate it, Judge.
Ms. Githier, oh, it's one of each of your cases, 14 and 16. Okay. All right, everyone else whose cases have been addressed, you are free to go, except for Mr. Kinsaka.
I think we're holding on.
And
it.
hopefully Mr. McKay will appear.
And Your Honor, there's a Devani Washington on the Zoom. I'm not sure who they are, but they're not listed on the calendars.
All right, Devon Washington, can you please unmute and start your video? Devon Washington,
Miss Allen said she wanted.
is it someone in our staff? No?
Your Honor, this is Miss Jackson. That's a victim on the case.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. Is that case already been addressed?
Yes, it has. I just sent her a chat, so I'm going to speak
Okay.
with her afterwards.
All right, Miss Washington, you're free to leave. All right, so that's it. All right. Are we gonna hold until Mr. Haddad is ready for this announcement?
I can pull it up.
Go ahead.
Ms. Githier, can you give me, if you have it, information about the sentencing or the jail begin date for Mr. Jackson, number 11? I'll put it in this.
Okay, let me look it up and see.
Of course, thank you.
As a co-defendant's choice.
Yeah, and let's communicate.
I have one final announcement, Judge.
All right, yes, sir.
On position number 14, Mr. Kinsaka, who's on Zoom, Judge. If we consider it for a final plea, it's gonna be Mr. Gaither's case.
All right.
And I told him that he has to appear in person.
Mr. Kinsaka, if you could please unmute and start your video.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I guess you're outside, so it must be cold, but you have to be back in the courtroom on January 5th.
Okay.
On January 5th at 1:30 p.m. in courtroom.
January 5th?
That's right.
I apologize. I said December 5th, but I apologize. It is January 5th.
Well, you can come down on January 5th and meet your attorney, but on January 5th, on December 5th, but January 5th is when you come down to court.
Thank you, Attorney. Your Honor.
January 5th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. in courtroom G33.
Okay.
This will be for a final plea matter. Thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too. Mr. Haddad, Tristan McKay has not appeared.
Yes.
So I'm feeling someone's going to ask for a bench warrant, but then I've known to be wrong, so.
Judge, when I get back to the office, I'll try and see if I can track him down. I've not had any luck, so.
Okay.
And I understand.
Miss Githier? Oh, this was Miss Allen's case.
Yeah, we would request a bench warrant, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
The bench warrant's $1,000 surety. And that concludes our calendar. We will resume at 1:30 with a few final pleas as well as an emergency motion to revoke bond. Thank you.
Give me a scan, Monsieur.